comments? I just want to also say I attended the listening session at Raleigh Park. Thought it was well attended and appreciated the input from the community. We do like to hear from you. So we encourage you to attend those listening sessions because you will always see a board member or 2 or 3 or 4 there who are also taking notes and listening. As Lisa said, we are your representatives and we want to hear from you. We want to know what you're thinking, and so I appreciate everybody that was there, and thank you for the emails as well. Now, Superintendent Colonna.
I'd like to ask Dr. Fletcher to please come forward with me. I want to apologize to the audience for keeping my back to you as I'm making comments to the school board. Being Italian, it's never a good idea to turn your back. As you know, Lewis and Clark College, the school district agreed last week to reinstate Mr. Stambaugh to his original position. We want to speak to this issue with you this evening, and Dr. Fletcher, Dean of the Graduate School of Education at Lewis and Clark, is here with me to speak as well. I will start off and then turn it over to him, and we would be open to any questions at the end of our comments. I want to first talk about working with Lewis and Clark College. The leadership at Lewis and Clark College has been tremendous for us to work with these past 2 weeks. We've come up with a common solution that we work together across the table, face-to-face, that we felt would be best for both institutions, our community, and certainly the student teacher involved. Together, we're building a relationship of mutual respect between the 2 institutions that was frayed a bit over this incident. We want to be able to ensure that currently and in the future, safety, respect, and well-being for our students, staff, and other stakeholders can be much stronger as a result of this. What we found out as we continued to work together and get deeper into the discussion was that it revealed the core values that we want to be known for were what we felt were violated. And Dr. Fletcher and his staff have been just tremendous, and I believe that the 2 institutions in the future will work together at a much higher level than in the past, and we've always been strong partners. I'd like to talk about what we are learning. I'm not going to say learned or will learn, but what we are learning over this incident. First of all, I found out that we needed to stop, to slow down, and to think. Early on, it seemed as though we didn't really have control of the incident. It brought to light larger systems issues that have to be changed and improved. Certain values around diversity and safety and caring and respect embedded in our strategic plan were violated as a result of this incident. We need to leave the politics to the community and concentrate on what is best for the district staff and students. We learned that healing from this incident will be a long journey over multiple years. It will be turned around only by countless daily actions by many individuals doing many small things, and not by 2 or 3 big things in the next couple of months. What we continue to learn is that we cannot talk ourselves out of something that we behaved ourselves into. This was a quote that one of our board members mentioned to us, Jeff Hicks, that he had read, and I wrote it down, and it is so true. We cannot talk ourselves out of something that we behaved ourselves into. In the future, if we make a mistake in this area, it needs to be on the side of tolerance and inclusiveness. That quote came from the parent meeting, the first parent meeting that Sue Robertson and I had at Sexton Mountain. When there is not a defined process in place to deal with similar situations, we need to let our values and beliefs guide us. That idea came from the district cabinet last week, when a number of our principals asked, so what exactly do we do in situations like this where there aren't definite protocols? And Jared Corden said we need to let our values and beliefs guide us in those situations. I think that's a powerful learning for us to carry forward. We also learned that we have a unique opportunity to change school board members to join the superintendent's council and our level administrators to first start working with Basic Rights Oregon, Gina Brazini, who has been really a great help to us, to assist us in working with consultants in the area and organizations in the area that have expertise that we do not currently have within our system. A number of new questions for students, parents, and staff about safe working and learning environments will be added to the annual district survey. In closing, this is not a situation that anyone wanted or anyone could have predicted would happen. But we've taken it seriously, and we spent many, many hours reviewing what happened. And we've laid out a positive course of action that acknowledges that there is more to be learned and more to do to respond to the hurt and disappointment this incident has caused our staff, our students, and our community. We have and will continue to learn from this incident, and it will make us a better, stronger school district. Tonight, we are better than we were on September 13th, but we are not as good as we need to be, should be, can be, or will be regarding the specific treatment of sexual minorities in the Beaverton School District in the future. And with that, I ask my colleague to please mention his thoughts. And again, Scott, I so appreciate working with you
here to clearly, publicly reaffirm the commitment that Lewis and Clark, and in particular the Graduate School of Education and Counseling, have to this district, and our shared commitment to preparing the very best education professionals for this field. We have a long history collaborating in this project together, and I absolutely intend that history to continue. The experiences of the last month have been trying for all of us, and I want to say first and foremost that I have the deepest respect for the courage and integrity that Superintendent Colonna, his staff, and this district have found in themselves, in yourselves, in grappling with this issue publicly with, as I've said, integrity and courage. And I think that's reflected in the comments that community members tonight, teachers, and other members of your community during listening sessions and other meetings have indicated. That's the sign of a strong community, a community that will talk, a community that will wrestle with difficult issues, and a community that will share their views about one of the most important qualities of our human nature. I also look forward to the conversations that proceed from this moment, because what we have now out on the table is an enormous opportunity to make issues clear that don't often enough see the light of day in policy discussions, in open community forum, and also, frankly, in discussions of what it means to be a professional in education. So I come here to support the decision that has been made and discussed this evening. I stand here as a partner to this district, and I stand here as in firm commitment to the future of our collaboration and in working toward a community that values all forms of difference and that sees in the potential of every student, every parent, every member of our community, all that they can be. Thank you.
And at this time, we would open it up to you.
Are there any questions?
I wonder if, Dr. Flood, if you could talk about the student teachers and maybe just speak to how they're thinking and feeling at the moment.
Let me address that in two sorts of ways. One, of course, teachers both within our program, students in our program, as well as students in the undergrad campus, where Seth was also a student, have been deeply concerned about the situation from the very beginning. One of the first things that my staff and I did was go essentially classroom to classroom to discuss with students in our teacher education program what we saw happening and what we saw as the potential, and what we saw as the future trajectory of the discussion. I also met with an undergraduate group in a planned open talking session about the initial events. Since then, we've used the greater concern, the greater focus, the greater, frankly, publicity, just as this community has, to work more deeply on the issues that we have in our professional program. And just this last Saturday, we had a GLBTQ forum for professionals in education and counseling. We invited community members and other professionals to participate in panels. It was a 4-hour Saturday morning session. We probably had 75 people there. It was a professional development opportunity, and it was, I think, extremely valued both for its substance, but also for what it represented in terms of our commitment to these issues as broader professional questions. And our belief that being gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender is an element of our human identity that needs to be fully expressed and fully present in our human relationships, and teaching and counseling are part of those human relationships.
Any other questions?